The last math concept we're going to review today for decimals is addition and subtraction. The key to doing addition and subtraction with decimals is to line up your decimals. I always go through the problem and I put my decimals down first before I even copy the problem. Let me show you what I mean. I have two sample problems here that we could do. The first one, if you see, we have three numbers we're adding. Since we're adding three numbers, I always list my decimals first. I put 1, 2, 3 decimals down. That way I make sure when I write it that my tenths are all lined up, my hundredths are lined up, my whole numbers are lined up. If you write your problem and your decimals are all crooked, you're going to be adding tenths to hundredths to whole numbers, and it's not going to make sense at all. So write your decimals first, that way you don't make a mistake. Then we just plug in 8.4, so I'll do 8.4. My point is already there. 3.17, it's already there, 17. My last number is 2. There's no decimal point in it. But remember, 2 is the same thing as 2 point nothing. So I can pretend that 2 is 2 point nothing. It's important that you make sure that 2 is 2.0 because you want the 2 to be in the whole number. That's 2's in the ones place. You don't want the 2 to end up over there. Then we draw our line, we put our plus sign, and we can immediately bring our decimal down so that it's in the right place. It looks a little funny because the numbers on the sides aren't lined up. So I'm going to fill in the blanks with zeros. And then you can add, just like a normal addition problem. 7, 5, and we get 13. Let's do one more addition problem. Again, the key is simply remember to put your decimals lined up first. This time we are again adding 3 numbers, so I'm going to put 3 decimals, and then we're just going to fill in the blanks. 6.4, 18. There's no decimal. Remember, if you see a number with no decimal, you add 0.0 or point nothing because it doesn't change the value. So 18 is the same as 18 point nothing, and then 0.17. We draw our line. We're just going to bring our decimal down so we don't forget it. And remember, you can fill in the blanks with zeros so that it looks normal. And then you would just add it like a regular addition problem. 7, 5, 14, and 2. 24 and 57 hundredths. We're going to look at a couple subtraction problems too. Subtraction is no different than addition in that you line up the decimals. That's the key. If you make a mistake, it's probably because you didn't line up your decimals. So we're going to do 2 problems. We're going to do 36.1 minus 14.01, and we're going to do 21.53 minus 16. So here they are. 2 numbers, so we're going to line up 2 decimals, just like we did for addition. 2 numbers, 2 decimals, fill in the blanks. 36.1, 14.01. We line it up, put a subtraction sign instead of addition, otherwise it's exactly the same. Fill in the empty spot with 0, and then we can subtract. 0, take away 1. Can't do it, we're going to have to regroup. So we'll have 9, 0. Oh, bring the decimal down. I usually like to bring the decimal point down before I start subtracting so I don't forget. But you can always do it later if you forget, like I just did. 2 and 2. We get 22 and 9 hundredths. The last problem we're going to look at to review today is this one. There's, again, 2 numbers in the problem, so we're going to put our 2 decimal places down to start. 21.53 and 16. Hopefully you're thinking to yourself, there's no decimal point, so I have to remember 16 is the same as 16 point nothing or 16.0. So we'll write that, 16.0. Fill in the blanks, put our subtraction. We'll bring our decimal down and put a 0 there because it looks more normal. 3 take away nothing is 3. 5 take away nothing is 5. 21, we'll have to borrow a little bit. And we get 5 and 53 hundredths. Hopefully that made a whole lot of sense to you. Remember, the trick to adding and subtracting decimals is line up the decimals first and then plug in the numbers. All right, hope you do really well in today's lesson. Bye.